This video was a Patreon request by Watts Isnaim. Thank you so much for your support. Kid Cosmic is a it's not new. It's a Netflix show that I've just been hearing a lot about in my comments and stuff. So when Watts requested it, I knew I was gonna do it, but free time is a mythological concept where I'm from. So I finally, after almost 2 months of non-stop power outages, found the time to sit down and say, you know what, I'm gonna watch this, and whatever happens happens. And I was able to watch it from beginning to end without my laptop dying. No promise if it won't die while I'm doing this review. So oh my god, this was such a cute show. Oh my goodness. And here's the thing. I was watching this, and if you've seen the show, you know, okay, the main character, I don't even know his name. Oh my god, I don't know the main kid's name. I just know he's like the weird kid. Let's see. His name is literally Kid. Oh no. So, Kid and Joe. Ooh. Wait, is she legal? Anyway, Kid and Joe have the powers, and I said, you know what? I genuinely want to watch this show and see what happens and see who the other characters who are gonna get rings are. And I just knew this girl would get it, but I didn't think she'd get it in the first episode. And then I saw the grandfather, I assume. I said, oh, would he get a ring? And then I don't see any other character being like portrayed in any light to get another ring. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then during this end credits, whatever, they show everyone who gets the ring, which kind of I won't say cheapens it, but I don't have any incentive to watch anymore, because I don't have any incentive now to go and watch the other episodes, because I know who the heroes are now. I know who the heroes are going to be, so what's the point? I get it's to know what's gonna happen, but we've seen these kind of shows before. Bad guy comes, kids fight them off, wacky hijinks and shenanigans and ensue. So then I just saw the granddad get a power, and I was like, eh. And then I saw the cat get a power, and I'm like, why? And I just said, you know what, I might not watch this. Then they just said created by Craig McCracken, and I'm like, yep, I'm sold. It was just a flurry of emotions. Like the granddad getting duplication, the cat. What is the cat's power? Is it mind reading, mind control? Why? Why would you give a cat cosmic powers? And then seeing all these powers on display, I'm like, this is the power that every villain in the universe wants. Are you for real? Levitation, teleportation, duplication, enlargement, and telekinesis, probably. Like those are not powers I'd travel across galaxy and kill people for. But regardless, it's a really cute show. I thought this was a show about a kid and his toys, like his toys that have adventures or whatever. So when everything started and they were flying through space, I just said, oh, this is probably his imagination, because I thought this was just a kid playing with his toys in his bedroom. And then the spaceship escapes in a very dramatic way, and I just got chills. Even the one guy making it through the portal, but then the ship crashes, and then the stones are literally a stone's throw away. Nobody saw this. NASA, government, I know they mentioned it somewhere in the show, but well, he did use teleportation. But the stones are there. The kid picks them up, he takes them back. Ugh, oh my god, I was actually wondering what he looks like without his glasses, and I did not want to know now. And I thought, okay, maybe he'll use each ring to try and get the powers, but he distributed them. Where was this splash screen when I was trying to do an intro? So he is the weird kid in town living with his granddad and everything, and he just the first few seconds of this just gave me so much cringe nostalgia of being a kid running around in the backyard just being insane, and all the adults just going, whatever. Like literally all that he did, I've done it before, like setting up the teddy bears, pretending you're blasting them, and the rings actually have power but he doesn't. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I in for? And I'm just interested to see it. I like the style. It reminds me of early 2000s, late 90s animation style, but there was a lot of just jumping animation. Like, it wasn't smooth, but then I realized, oh, the animation budget went to the latter half of this episode. I don't know if every episode is 25 minutes. That's kind of a deal breaker for me. I'm trying to step away from long form content that just feels like nothing. If you know the show I'm talking about, that just 25 minutes of nothing. But this 25 minutes was fully packed, and I got a lot of things happened. Like, we went from getting to know the characters, getting to know the secondary character, figuring out the powers of the ring, the other person figuring out the power of the ring, the villains, establishing, like, so much happened in 25 minutes. I'm like, yes. And then I didn't remember, it's Craig McCracken. He's the one that made Samurai Jack, right? Or was it Powerpuff Girls? Was it Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? I'm confusing things. Or was it all three? Maybe that's why as soon as I saw the name, I just knew. And then the little girl was introduced at the beginning. We just already knew, okay, she was gonna be, I think she's from like a rich household, so that will probably get some development there. And he just came back to take her off the road. That was so adorable. I love that so much. And then him getting back on the bike and trying to pedal it and then having like a rough start. I'm like, yes, we love to see the realism. So I thought this was set in like the 80s because this was bumfuck nowhere, but I'm seeing phones, so it's like modern day. But I understand Joe, where you feel nothing is happening, everything is just boring personified, but at the same time, but then her finger swiped. I'm pretty sure this is their location, but they just use the finger swipe as a cool transition thing. So the people of this town just like being where they are. They're boring adults, they don't get it. We know them. If you're the same age as me, we're currently growing into these people who just don't want change. But as a teenager, I get it. Just wanting to explore and see the world and just experience things, and then the world horribly scars and hurts you and bitch slaps you, and then you just come back to your little corner where everything is safe and you're like, you know what, I don't want to go anywhere. So kid bursts in and just causes havoc. I even thought Joe was gonna post this. Like, the thing that makes me think this isn't modern times is because when kid was recording himself, the camera looked very old. But regardless, she saves him. He talks to the cat that's gonna get one of these rings. Oh my god. And he does a montage of trying to figure out how the ring works. He does 84 tests before he freaks out and leaves. And it's so sad. He just had like a breakdown basically before he figures it out. And I'm just like, I like that. He didn't just figure it out, or he didn't go through like, oh, I'm just gonna calm down, or oh, test, figure it out. We see a little bit of, okay, he can do things over and over and over again, but he does have a limit. He does have a breaking point. But even when he breaks down, he can center himself and calm himself, and he knows that what he blowing up like that isn't good. So, and he even apologizes to the camera. It's so cute. And then you learn later on, because Joe just wanted to steal the ring. She comes to his trailer and asks, hey, is this where you live? He's like, no, it's my headquarters, but yeah, I do sleep and eat here sometimes. I'm like, oh god. And then she flips it up. I pause. I'm like, oh god, dead parents. It's just a subtle nod. They didn't take up too much time to explain it, but you understand, oh, this kid's parents died in an accident. He was left all alone. His granddad is raising him, and the town just don't care. They just see him as a nuisance, and he just has this optimistic view of life, even though such a tragedy happened to him at a very young age. And it seems like his granddad or his uncle or something just indulges his wildest desires and just lets him roam free, and that has kind of made the boy disconnect from reality. And even when they were having, I think, troubles, the granddad was like, hey, what's going on? Where was it? I think it was somewhere here. Yeah, he was like, hey, what's going on? Bro, this is happening right here. I actually thought this wasn't even in his line of sight. Oh my god. The comedy is good. It's not bust a spleen kind of comedy, but it makes you chuckle. It's funny. It's not trying to be funny. Well, it's not try hard, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Help! Yeah, just use my superpowers to help Joe get her head back on and stuff. Okie doke.
Why? Okay, but why would he put the kid out here and he stays in here? That's another question to be asked. Or maybe he just wants him to have his space, or he's not his legal fully guardian. But really, that's a question. Is a Harry Potter situation going on? But he does have, I think, TV and everything. But I still don't think it's allowed to separate yourself from the kid. They're still in the same compound. I'm thinking too much into this, but I empathize with Kid. He is aggravatingly annoying, but it's adorable because it's like he's a kid who just got the powers of the multiverse. So what did we expect? And his grandiose ideas of comics and everything is it can get on your nerves. So I like the fact that Joe was introduced in the first episode to kind of ground you, because if I only had to deal with Kid there's one episode I would have probably checked out a long time ago. Oh my god, she's black. It just clicked. Oh my god. You have no idea how often I'm just used to a black character on screen. There's just a scene where it's like mentioned or noticed. Oh my god, the little girl is Mexican. We have a diverse cast of characters here. Oh my god. The fact that I'm just registering this. Oh god have mercy. So the villains come right as they're having the titular argument where Joe wants to have fun and Kid wants to save the world. And she's like, what world is there to save? Let's just have fun. The aliens come and he is like, wait, this isn't going how it does in the comics. And she's like, we about to die. This is real life. They manage to outwit the villain. He has a translator thing. He tries to say, hey, just give me the gemstones and whatever. And you know what? Realistically speaking, just give the guy the gemstone so he leaves, so he takes all the bullshit away, instead of you trying to fight this cosmic whatever that you have no business being in. And all this stuff wasn't even happening in your galaxy. Let them go and figure it out, because the other villains will go after him. Yeah, I get it. World domination or universe galactic controlling. It has nothing to do with me. I know the main guy who teleported here probably died, because we don't see him anymore, but he probably died so the rings wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. But they don't know that. I personally just take the rings and leave. Go. Because saying I will stay and fight these villains when I can't even control the power of the dang rims myself, I'm gonna cost some human lives while I try to figure it out. So I hope this guy stays. I don't know why. I hope he stays. I hope he doesn't starve. But I see him coming to the side of good because he's gonna be on Earth. He's gonna understand Earth things. Or maybe I'm just projecting. I don't freaking know. But it's kind of cute. So they come and talk to him saying, hey, call off your hound dogs. He's like, no, those are the other villains. They're all gonna come here to get the ring. And all of you will die. You're gonna fail. Kid is giving his speech of, no, we will protect Earth. Oh, his pants are too big for him. And Joe is like noped out of there. And she gives some very compelling arguments as to why this isn't our problem.
We're chosen to protect the Earth. No, we were just having fun. You know who swears to protect people all the time? The cops, the military, the government. Let them handle this.
I felt that. But the government doesn't swear to protect you. That's lies. So I felt this, and Kid just came out saying, yo, look, I just want to do something right for once in my life and prove myself. And I'm like, aww. Wait a minute. I had a train of thought and it just vanished. Oh yeah, when Kid thought that she didn't save him because she didn't think the powers were real, there was this little bit of moment of, oh my god. Then I was like, oh, you just saved me just because? It's like, he is so pure. It's that pure of heart protagonist that you've seen 10 billion times before. But in this case, he has that detached from reality thing. He has the whole comic book, I'm gonna be a hero, heroes never run away, heroes don't give up, annoying kid thing, but it's very endearing, if that makes sense. And Joe is just that teenager who sees the reality of the situation, doesn't want to freak a child out, but at the same time understands, like, okay, we're in over our head. So her turning to say, okay, fine, I'll help you, but we can't tell the military, we can't tell the government, and we can't tell the cops, and especially not my mom. I'm like, what? Why won't you tell anybody? I understand him saying, oh, they will take it away, but they will do a much better job at protecting us. Here's the thing, protecting humanity comes before your egos and feelings. I think that should be a generally understood thing. Can there be a story where the government recover like these powerful gems from wherever and they're giving it amongst their agents to try and figure out who's good at it? And if you want to keep the person who found the rings, just have it be like Ben 10 where the rings latch on to the people who they fell first interacted with. So the government have no reason to take it away from you, and they have to keep you a part of their system. They can't kill you because then they wouldn't know if the rings would just stop working. So there's that. I feel like there's a show like that somewhere in the ethos in the universe. So yeah, Joe signs up for this. They have a very freaky plan that works through nothing but child logic. And yeah, you can tell they're bad at this. They are not good at this at all. Joe takes his weapon, destroys it.
You realize you could have just used that to destroy me. Ugh, you guys are really bad at this.
Aww. We'll get better.
No, you won't.
I love that. I love it so freaking much. It's not even funny. I want this character to stay. Please don't change him. I'm already attached. He's the audience, I feel. So the boring people are still boring. Joe comes in without a wink of sleep. The mama with the short afro. I noticed her hair, but again, didn't really click. Why do I get when I saw these characters, I got a lot of number 5 from Kids Next Door vibe. If that's the voice actress, I will die because she's in everything and her voice is so familiar, but I don't think that's her. Yeah, I got a lot of Kids Next Door vibes. What other show did I get vibes from? I can't think right now. I just finished watching this, but it does harken back to early 2000 cartoons where it's kind of like Foster Son for Imaginary Friends, where things happen that kind of just revolves around this little bubble. So I'm guessing things will happen to these cast of characters and they have to hide it from the adults and everything. And I don't like that. I don't like when things have to be hidden. I want people to know I am great. That's the Leo inside of me. Why hide that you're important, you know? I don't know where that shit came from, where you have to hide your secret identities. They're all comics, but why? Superman, Batman, we need to keep ourselves hidden from the world. Yeah, I guess Hannah Montana took it to a different level where you want to have your personal life and hero life, but this is a small backwater town. The people can help, but I understand kid logic, but Joe is a teenager. She should know better. She should want the glory. So she finds out that one of the stones was given to the little girl. He said, I didn't give her, she took it. And yeah, that's where the main cast of characters will come. I guess the next episode is going to focus on how we use giganticness to, I don't know, stop the villains. Like what would growing big do for you in space? You grow big and you burst out of your ship and you die from lack of oxygen in space, unless you can control the ring to make both you and the ship grow big. I feel like there's external ways to use these powers that the kids just can't figure out, and I love it because maybe there will be like a finale where they're all grown up and they can fully harken the powers of the rings. I want to continue watching, but when I saw 4 seasons, I said nah. There are some shows that I can binge and some that I just can't. I tried to binge The Handmaid's Tale, but I noped out of after the season 2 finale, and I just intend to watch recaps because that was just hours of pain. So she makes the portal. Is the portal inside her mouth? I like how she can control the portal now, because the first guy just kind of I think he just made a portal somewhere out of desperation, because you can even see when he made the portal, he was in a red part of space, like I think just a different galaxy. Yeah, so many planets around, so many swirly black hole things. These planets being so close together, I think is a death sentence. Then it comes to our space, which is blue. So yeah, I guess just different dimensions and stuff. So she created the portal before the girl put her. Yeah, she created the portal before the girl put him in her mouth. Okay. Oh no, I had to. Why did it take so long for me to figure out what I just said? She makes a portal, but doesn't it open in another location? It has whatever, but I think she can open one and then open another one. So maybe she will look at her, visualize inside her mouth, and then open another one. I thought about it. It didn't sound dirty. So yeah, that's my initial thoughts of Kids Cosmic. It's really funny. Okay, Kid, Joe, Rosa, Papa G, and Tuna Sandwich. That's the name of the cat. I was reading this and I thought maybe that was a thought or the cat projected something, but the cat's name is Tuna Sandwich. It's so stupid and I love it. They're good. They're the good guys, but they're really bad at it. Yeah, yeah. This is literally a kids show comic thing to the nth degree. I feel like maybe this episode, if this is actually comics, this episode was probably like 3 comics in one. Joe finding the ring, because we see her, so maybe this was the comic where she gets the ring. So maybe the first comic was like the introduction or whatever. Then there's her helping him figure it out. It's cute. Will I continue watching it though? Probably, but in my freest of free times. Yeah, I can see myself watching this on down days where I just feel like doing some TLC, just me time, just loving it. So thank you, Watts, for introducing me to this show. I would have never found it on my own. It really brought back some wonderful nostalgic memories and gives the vibes of just a cartoon being a stupid cartoon. There's no lore of this bigger cosmic world. Like, we saw the world, like we only need to know what's happening here. Like, maybe things we get expanded upon with the ring, but I feel like this is more gonna be character driven shows, like how we saw little inklings of what's happening in like Joe's life, how he has like the parents and stuff. Or maybe I'm wrong, maybe there's lore, maybe they'll go into space and stuff, who knows. But I feel like this is just gonna be I don't even think it's gonna be much of a character driven thing, just more of wacky hijinks, just cartoons. Kids Next Door, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, Ben 10, Robot Boy, those shows. Is she indestructible? Cause she's taking those blasts like a champ. Maybe because she grew bigger, her skin grew tougher, density and all that stuff. Oh my god. But yeah, if you've watched the show, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. Should I continue binge watching it, or should I get out while the going is good? I do not want to see Papa G with this duplication. I don't know why I'm afraid of that. Him and tuna sandwich. Why? But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Click it to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. If you want me to, I don't know, watch, I don't know why I'm saying I don't know, I do know. If you want me to review a show you like, I have a tier for that on my Patreon. You support it and I'll review any show you want within reason. I think I'm going to change that to just be once, because I have so many requests I haven't gotten to. Just keep in mind, it's gonna take me a while to get to your request. But yeah, but with that being said, this is TVC. Mwah. Signing out.